Well, hello. My name is J.Mandy, otherwise known as Joe, and in the comfort of my home, I'm going to give some theoretical perspective to the interesting case of Glennon Melton Doyle. And so, Glennon is a best-selling author that also seemed to manage to make Oprah's book club topic list, which is phenomenal in itself. Sunday school teacher, successful blogger, and even an online support group curator. But what makes her immensely special is that she is a recovering addict, and a recovering addict of multiple addictions. So that would include bulimia, which a lot of eating disorders go under the radar, as well as drinking. So she dealt with alcoholism as well as substance abuse with hard drugs as well. And so from a theoretical perspective, Glennon started very young. She started struggling with addictions when she was 10 years old because life became hard. She was not a case of coming up in a broken home. She had a two-parent home, a great, strong upbringing. So she wasn't reaching out because of a social learning experience or because she had alcoholic parents, but because she had a hard time coping with life and the tendencies of life, which to some people, they think that trauma is the only way to go about getting hooked on addictions, but everyone is born with a different ability to cope with life. Everyone deals with stress on different levels. And she was one of the people that, according to her, she was born a little bit more sensitive than other people and dealt with coping with life. And so for Mrs. Doyle, it would definitely come down to, for her, operant theoretical approach, meaning that she rewarded herself or masked her issues, masked her poor coping skills with life by her addictions. So she would overly drink or throw up to compensate for the negativity in her life, her inability to deal with bad days, to deal with stress, to deal with hard changes. Her way of escaping that to make herself feel good was through addiction. And so, of course, after time, when you get accustomed to rewarding yourself with an addiction to deal with the evolution of life, it now becomes a daily habit because, in truth, every day things change. Every day is open to the possibility of change. Every day is a possibility of being a hard day, a tough day. So now you're coping before anything even really gets a chance to happen. Also, it's cognitive because after reading her blog of her talking to one of her readers or writers, Maggie, she really unleashed, and it was very candid, which I commend her for sure. But through that candidness, you can really see the cognitive mindset of Mrs. Doyle. Glennon really opened up and admitted that she still struggles with bulimia and how she still really struggles with wanting to drink, and how, being in situations she would love to actually have a beer, she would love to be able to party, and how even with her husband it's hard because he's having fun, but because of her struggle with alcoholism, it keeps her from doing that, how she lives on the edge. But oftentimes people say it's a weak self-will. Her mentality is very, again, it goes to the cognitive theory that she in her mind believes that her recovery is going to be a fight forever. So if her mentality is already set that it's always going to be hard, it's always going to be difficult to overcome, she technically is still masking that pain, still operating with that, because she had just opened up in that blog how she had never told anybody that she was never quite free of being bulimic. And so with that, coupled with her mindset that, okay, I'm still gonna mask things over, like no matter how successful my life is, no matter how much I've already overcame, I'm still going to fall back into that pattern because that I'm just always recovering. I'm always dealing with stress and I'm not perfect. So because I'm not perfect and because it's okay not to be perfect, that means it's okay to still be in recovery, which it's okay to still be in recovery. But that mentality can keep you in a state of feeling that you cannot get out of it. There's no end date, there's no expiration date, and that's definitely a cognitive way of dealing with things, is that your mind is setting you up to either succeed or to fail, or to push you or to keep you back. Social theoretical or social theory, more matter of factly, would definitely be incorrect because she didn't pick up the behavior from anybody. It was something she brought on for herself to cope with her circumstances of life, that she felt she was not able to communicate with her family. And the learning model definitely would not fit Glennon's case, for the similar fact she didn't learn it from anybody. It was a self-taught addiction for her own benefit, if you could really even use the word benefit. But I really do hope, with such a powerful testimony and story, that Glennon Doyle will one day see freedom in every area of her life, because there's so many lives that she's touching with her transparency. It would be awesome for her to overcome her mindset in order to show people that it's definitely possible to reach full achievement, that you can be completely clean, completely free, completely healed, and really be even more of a stronger beacon of hope to people, to know that though the temptation is always there, that you don't always have to live in a state of conflict. Thank you.